So just share, if you don't mind, a little bit about you and
Absolutely. I love to talk about what I've done, my pivot in life. I guess there's been quite a few. Most recently, I was a trial lawyer for many, many years. And then I decided that for many reasons, it wasn't just a this isn't for me kind of thing. I think there was a lot of opportunity out there that I wanted to take advantage of. I love being an entrepreneur. I've done it before. And I just saw an opportunity to jump out there and take part in this AI gold rush that was taking over the world. And I know everyone's sick of hearing about it, but I love it. And
I think we're just scratching the surface. They should get over being sick about it.
totally,
It's
totally scratching the surface.
fascinating.
There's so much you can do with it, and I initially, Lisa, actually tried to bring it into the law firms, and the lawyers were so resistant to it. They were just like, "No, we're lawyers. We don't need little gimmicks like that." And it's
They don't
strange.
get that it's not a gift.
It's not a gimmick. This is a seismic kind of change in the world and the business world, especially the one. Basically, it's going to be the ones who adopt it are going to stay status quo and thrive, and the ones who don't are definitely gonna fall behind. But anyway, I saw that and I said to myself, all right, I don't have too many more chances in my life to make these impulsive, maybe decisions. So I have to make a tough decision here and really think it out. So I sat with my family. um, we had some tough talks, financial obviously being one of the big ones, and, life goals and so forth, and made the
Mhm.
decision to jump out and create a company called AI Esquire, which I made as a hybrid of the things I love, law and technology. And I started helping lawyers who were open to it learn about AI. And I created a product which was a AI receptionist that would answer the phone, because the biggest problem I saw was people losing calls to intake, losing phone
Yeah.
calls, because after hours, people get in car crashes at 11 o'clock at night.
Is that the law specialty that has adopted this the most?
Uh,
Your personal
pers
injury
Personal injury.
folks?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So one of the things I don't really talk about is too much, but I run an organization with high level professionals, attorneys, CPAs, finance folks, and it's been private and quiet and by referral only for 28 years.
My goodness.
And this is the very first time that I am pushing out any kind of content. And the folks that you've seen on this podcast, I work with all of them. I know them. They're relationships. They're real people.
Oh,
And so I literally had, for the first time 3 weeks ago, somebody introduced me to Podmatch, and one of my VAs said, "Let's try it." And I said, "All right, we might meet some interesting people." The floodgates and what has happened in 3 weeks is off
really?
the chart. I'm like trying, it's like drinking from a fire hose. I'm trying to just try to digest it all and understand it all. But you, particularly because of the fact that you were an attorney, you understand the law. I work with attorneys all day long, but it's interesting to me because I certainly have in my world, I have attorneys that would love that. Like, would just love for you to be able to say, here, don't waste any more time trying to figure this out. I did it already.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's because I'm in those conversations. I do something with all of them, and the teaching and the courses and everything that we do, it's private. It's for small groups of people, right? The reason is, in all this time, good people know good people, and they don't usually sit at the same dinner table with people you don't want to be associated with.
Oh,
So,
that's right.
uh, it's a really great model. My partner started it 28 years ago. I've been his partner for about 15 years. And then during COVID, we went remote like everybody else. And it opened up a whole new world of folks that do business in New York or the tri state area, but no longer live in New York. So now I have folks all over the country, and we're tight. We're a tight group of people. We facilitate personal relationships. We walk you through, not you, but we walk our clients through the relationship. So we get copied on everything, and it's
Oh,
a
that
it's
sounds
it's
really
it's a
great. That's
very facilitated experience. So while we
oh,
might We're a membership organization, but we are personal relationship facilitators, is the best way for me to describe that. So I understand what you do. I understand the value of what you bring to the market.
Huh.
Um,
It's
it's it
tricky. It's
it
tricky though, Lisa,
is
because
it
and
is
just to enter real quick,
yeah,
just
of
because
course.
you're doing
We
it.
get them. So like
Yeah,
you could go like I where are you located?
I'm in
Where
Connecticut.
in Connecticut. Okay, so you can be in Manhattan and you could have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 different coffee dates, and you don't have to pay for anything. It's all networking. You could do that all day long if that's what you wanted to do. But finding yourself in the right room with the right people is not always so easy. So I filter everyone, right? So we do a meeting on Long Island once a month. We do lunch once a month in Midtown. We do West Coast of Florida, Co- West Coast
Oh,
and East Coast of Florida,
it's
because
just
many of our folks have transitioned south after COVID, right? And given the current state of the city, the exodus is real.
yes.
So we have folks in investment banking. We have folks that are in, do tax of every variety, law of every variety in the tri-state area, and then in certain states, Florida, Arizona, New Jersey, Connecticut, Texas, where people have migrated, where people have used to be that if you could come to New York City and physically be at a meeting because we believe in shaking somebody's hand and having presence.
Good.
It's never going to AI will never take away the human contact we all need, but the way you engage with AI, it makes everything possible, right? But there's nothing that will ever take the place of me saying, right? Mary Smith, you got to call Eric Hoffman. He's great at what he does. He's the right attorney for you, right? There's nothing that will ever take the place of that, right?
No.
And we only take about 40% of the folks we're introduced to, right? Because not everybody's a good fit. You have to be invested in other people's success, not just your own. And then we
Yeah,
do a tremendous amount of education, right? We do a lot of teaching about soft skills, relationships. We do teaching about each individual membership's value. Like if you were a member, I would want you to speak both virtually and in person because I want you to tell people what you
yeah.
do.
Oh,
What's
sure.
possible today? I want them to know you, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I do for a living, just so you know. And this podcast is new on Podmatch for about 3 weeks, but it's about a year old in my world.
Uh,
And so it's fascinating to me because get to meet great folks, to
yeah,
meet
that's great. That must be so interesting. I'm a little jealous of people who have podcasts because I think it's such a you're fortunate in that you have an excuse, I guess, to contact and engage with some very interesting and unique people you might otherwise not engage with at that level.
Yeah, I mean, you're a great fit. I'd love to have you on the podcast if you're up for it. This is not it, but I have had
Oh,
some remarkable conversations in discovery and I didn't record them and I kicked myself afterwards. So
um,
it's I this is not this is not what I would post. But I know you're pressed for time and I want to be respectful of that. So
I am
yeah.
sorry.
No, it's all good. But now that I know you and you know me a little bit better, let's schedule time where we can really
Yeah,
and,
please, I'd love to.
I'd like to know what's important to you, what needs to be highlighted podcast-wise. I always wanna make sure there's value for everybody.
Right. Okay. How do you want to do that? You want to talk next time? We'll talk about those things. Is that
Well, you don't
or
have
now?
time. No, you can do
Right
it
now?
now. If you have
Now?
time
Oh, okay.
now,
Yeah.
great.
Okay. So sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's so I don't. All I want to do right now is I have a young business also. So I'm in terms of promoting something. I just want the hardest thing in the world is to get an attorney to stop being skeptical about something and to embrace it. So
Well,
what I want to
I have a bunch of them that are all they wanna know is how'd you figure it out? I'm like, "All right, we'll do a whole session on what I learned with AI," right, to
Ri
teach.
but they for some reason, they're still resistant to it, so when I do get somebody in a demo, Lisa, they love what we're showing them, and they get very excited. So, anyway, what I would like to just be able to have a shot at the whole, AI isn't so bad thing, like, to show the good parts of how
Right.
the benefits of what I provide can help make a I mean, if you save one call if I catch one phone call overnight that you wouldn't have gotten that was a lead,
Yep.
you'll make another 10 to 20 minimum, 10 to 20 grand a month.
It could be the one client that was your payout 2
It
years
could
from
it
that. It could be
right.
your $10,000,000, you don't know.
I'm being as conservative as I'm being
I
so conservative,
but I
like
get it. I get it.
yeah, it could
So
so
were
if
you a personal injury attorney?
yes, I
You are,
was.
okay. So, are you
I s
barred in Connecticut only
yeah,
or other
Con
states as well?
Connecticut.
Just
Just
Connecticut.
Connecticut, yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's one thing I'd like to be able to just make sure my company is clear because I have a mission as well, and that mission is, like I told you from the beginning, to actually have lawyers embrace AI as something positive instead of something they must endure, and I really would like to have a chance to speak on that, to speak on this is a tool, this is a positive, not a negative. So
Right.
that's a big thing. I think in terms of switching from a lawyer to a tech entrepreneur,
Yeah.
I want it to make sure it's framed positively, not that I got sick of
Oh,
being
I have dozens of you. I have one that
okay.
marketing company, I have one that owns
Oh.
a CCTV company. She gave up association law, and she went and she bought a CCTV,
Yes.
cameras,
Yeah, sure.
security cameras, so she does that for HOA and condos. No, you're in really good company. You
Okay,
should
that's
feel
great.
really good about the
Oh,
decision.
not so
Recovering attorney, I work with
yeah,
recovering CPAs.
recovering attorneys, right.
Recovering attorneys, recovering CPAs, you all go on to really brilliant things because you understand what it takes. You have these great skill sets. You've got knowledge about strategy, planning, and procedures. So, no, you come into owning a business as an entrepreneur with the best skill set possible. You sometimes, though, I don't mean you, but sometimes professionals that have lots of letters after their name who are very credentialed and think, I've done a zillion years of school. I practiced in my field for many years. I was good at what I did. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm burnt out, right? There's other things. You often don't have the knowledge, not you again, but they often don't have the knowledge about what it requires to run the business of the
Yes. Yeah,
expertise. And those are two completely separate things.
and that's something I'd like to actually, if we could, I would love to speak on that
Sure.
point if because that hit me pretty hard, to be very honest with
And then you have to figure it out. I
cold
have,
calling, like, cold calling to me was terrifying. I was like, why am I afraid of cold calling when I used to get in front of judges,
yeah,
cold?
judges, criminals, people
Criminal
right, all kinds of
Your
people, right?
clients, insurance adjusters, it didn't matter. All day I'm fighting with these people, no problem. But once I had to pick up the phone and ask someone to buy my product, oh my God, I was
Well,
like,
because sales, so people tell me my entire life I'm a natural salesperson.
wow.
My sister and brother are natural salespeople and both work in sales. Both work on commission jobs and are at the top of their fields and do
Oh,
phenomenal.
great. Good for
It
them. Yeah.
is not free. They are driven by the goals. I freeze. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Nope, I'm not selling one more thing to one more person. Nope, not going to do it. We don't sell what we do at ARG. People are invited to participate and they either will or they won't, but I don't sell what I do. I've been doing it so long that I don't think twice about it, meaning there's no advertising, no marketing, there's no output, there's no sales pitch, there's no if that's why when Mary Smith introduces you to me, she's already told you the value of the organization and what she's gotten out of it. Otherwise, she doesn't invite you to meet me, right? By the time you meet me, you just want to know more. Usually it's, well, what's the cost? Like, right? That's usually my first question. I'm like, oh, I tell you right now. But I don't sell what I do. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. But when you take away the part that feels like a sale and you replace it with the thought process that I am bringing value to people to improve the quality of their life and change the trajectory of their career. It will help feed their family. It will help them do more business. It will help them be more efficient. It will create a better process. You have to replace the thought that you are selling anything and that you are bringing high level value to the people that you're serving. And then you will never have a problem picking the phone up again.
That's really great. That's a really great way to look at it.
It's
I
what I
don't
do. It's what I
understood.
talk about. It's what we train. It's what we do. So,
That's great.
uh, yeah, we have a business development organization that's private, and that's what we do. I won't even say we're coaches. We're my partner and I have been in this collectively for probably 60 years. So, and we don't do anything else. So this is it. We're not he's used to be in the insurance business and he used to train for all of the carriers around the world. And there are people all over the place that are insurance salespeople who do lunches, who do networking events, right? Because they're looking for the churn and burn on new people. We don't do any of that. This is what we do. So it's our business. So I'm happy to share more if you have more questions or thoughts. And
Yeah, I have to get
I know you have to run.
so
Um,
sorry, but
that's okay. Let's connect on LinkedIn. I'm going to pull you
yeah,
out of Podmatch if that's okay.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'll happy to reply there. We'll do all that. I have somebody else that works on that for me, so I don't. It's not really me, but he'll contact you. And I mean, I read them every day. I just don't have time to respond to all of that.
Alright,
So
LinkedIn, yeah, LinkedIn's great. I'm always on
great.
LinkedIn,
I'm
so
going to reach out
yeah,
and
good,
connect. And we'll schedule time, and we'll frame your program properly.
awesome, awesome, love it.
All right.
Thank you
Good to
so
meet you,
much,
Eric.
Lisa. Good to meet you too. Take
Take
care.
care. Bye.
Bye.